Okay, hey guys, this is Josh. This is gonna be our first real tutorial besides the intro on the Pong game. So all I have done is installed Unity and set it up, and I'm actually on the newest one. So it's a little bit different than the ones we have at school, but pretty much just gonna be the same thing. So once you open up Unity, it'll ask you to create an account. Um, if you don't have an account, just create one. And then it'll ask you like make a name for your project and put its location. Make it wherever you want. I just have like a folder, not on this screen but on my other monitor. It's just says like Pong, and I made that the folder. And the main difference you'll see in the new Unity is it doesn't really start anything with anything. It's just all blank. So first thing we want to do is just right click in this area over here and click camera, and that's going to enable us to now see uh, what we actually see in our game. The other thing is for our camera, we always want to zero out our location for stuff whenever we add it into the game. So over here on the right on this transform, if you right click on this, click reset, and just zeroes out its position in the world, which is just nice. And you can right click when you're in the scene view. Right now it's in 3D. You can, if you right click, you can move like this, and if you use WASD, you can like actually walk around the scene as if you were like just playing a game. It's kind of cool. So then from there, like we did in at school, and before we really get started, the purpose of these tutorials is for you guys to do these at home, and then hopefully at our next meeting at school on next Thursday, you guys will be able to recreate what I'm doing at school by yourselves without watching the tutorial. You always want to try and recreate the game later without watching the tutorial to make sure you've actually learned how to that you've learned these skills and techniques and able to build this game or games and whatever you learn how to do. So we're gonna just create some folders to keep stuff organized in. Um, in this one right here, and down here in this assets folder that's automatically created, you can right click and go up here and create and folder. Um, and then after that, we're just gonna name this one scenes, and then we'll name another one scripts. And let's see here. I'm wondering if we're gonna need another one. I don't think that'll be fine. So right now we're just gonna open up our scenes folder and just save the scene that we have right now. So if you go to File, Save Scene, it'll open up this window and just ask you where you want to save it. We're obviously gonna save it in our scenes folder. Since this is gonna be our main menu, things in program usually start with 0, so we're gonna call it scene 0. And now you'll see right here in Unity, this is something a little bit different in this version, is it actually shows your stuff laid out by scenes up here in the hierarchy, so you can actually open up the different scenes and modify stuff. Kind of cool. And we're actually going to create our next scene right now also. So always click New Scene, and then we will go File, Save Scene, and in Scenes again, and we'll name this one Scene 1. Okay. So now we'll go back to our main menu. Okay. And remember before I showed you guys how to change the background color of this camera. Once you have this camera selected over here, you can change it to be solid color. And you want to make sure, this is very important, for our game to be 2D, this projection right here has to be orthographic. Orthographic is just a fancy word for 2D pretty much. And right here, this bar, where it shows like the blue, you can then click on this and then use the color picker to, select whatever color you want. I go with like some grayish blue maybe. A little bit lighter. Right around there. It doesn't really matter what you pick. And so now we're going to add some text into our main menu. So if we right click in here and go under UI, text, okay, it adds it into our world. But then remember, we always want to zero things out when we add them. So this, you're gonna click on this text. You're gonna go to right over here to this transform, and you're gonna right click on this, click reset. This is gonna zero everything out, and then we're gonna want to move it up, so you can just drag up on top up here above this Y and just drag it and keep on moving it, and it'll slowly go up, or you can just type in the amount you want. So it's like right there, looks fine. And then right here where it says new text, you can just type whatever you want in there. I'm gonna go Pong. And then what you do, this is where a little trick I learned. So we would say we want to make our font 40. Even a little bit bigger here. So see how we go 50 and it cuts it off here. If you look down here when you have this text, it'll say preferred width and preferred height. If you do that, it'll like center everything pretty good and like be the exact length of the words. And that's like the text box, because you're actually typing inside a text box, not just texting like you would in Word. So if we go on here, we listen to what it says, make the width 117, and then the height doesn't really matter that much unless it's not showing. Then you have to increase it. I'll go to 56, and then I'll just keep it centered on where we had it originally in its small form. That just keeps everything, you know, uniform, centered. Okay. So then you're going to click off this text, because if you click on this text and add something or create something in the menu, it'll be parented to this object, okay? So we'll right click off the text and go button. Where's that? Right there, button. So you'll see it creates a button for us. And right now we're gonna, oh, I forgot, we're gonna rename our stuff to keep it all organized. So this text, we're gonna rename this. You right click, you do that by right clicking and then clicking rename. We're gonna name this title. Okay. This button we will rename to play button. And we're just gonna rename the text in this play button to play. You do that, and you do that by opening up this little arrow here. You click that, opens up things that are under this play button. It's the text. You go over here and edit it. And I'm actually gonna change the color so it's just straight black. I'm gonna do that for our title too. This is straight black looks better, in my opinion. And then we're gonna set this play button and we're gonna zero it out. But when we zero it out, it's also gonna zero out the width and the height. So just remember that the width is 160 and the height is 30. You see it makes it look kind of weird. So then if we just go in here, we go 160 and 30 to make it back to its normal
Why we need Prop 52. Since 2009, California
to its normal position. For some reason, this Pong, the word Pong, this button are not lining up correctly. They should be though.
Prop 52 means zero consumer cost, no new taxes, and strictly prohibits.
Well, I'm just not gonna worry.
Prop 52 continues this.
Oh, I know why. Because I put 177 right here for width instead of 117, I think. Yeah, there we go. So that was my error, as I looked at this preferred height incorrectly. So let's see here. We'll just move our play button up a little bit, and we'll actually create another button. UI button. We'll rename this to exit button. Okay, and let's see here, it's this text completely black. Yeah. Make this text completely black. Change the actual text on it to like quit. And remember, we're gonna zero it out. Remember, it's 160 by 30. Okay. 160 by 30. And we'll lower this one a little bit. Okay. And everything looks a little small, I'd say. So we're gonna increase this these button sizes. So it'll right now this is a ratio. It's like 160 by 30. So if we want to make everything bigger here, we're going to need to increase both the width and the height by the same amount. So I'm going to make this 200. That's adding 40. So we'll add 40 this one too. So it'll be 200 by 70. And that'll be our play button. Do the same for this one. So we're going to increase it to 200, which is an increase by 40. So we add 40 to the height. So that's 70. And the text looks weird in there. So let's make the text font a little bit bigger. Maybe I think I'll do 25 for the buttons, for the text inside the buttons. Playing quits. I'm actually gonna make my Pong title a little bit bigger too, I think. 70, and see it says down here, it says 164. And then the height 78. Pong. There you go. That looks bigger. Everything just looked too small before. Okay. So there's that. So there's our buttons. And right now, if we wanted to, if you select your button, you can go highlighted color, which means the color that when your mouse is highlighted over it, you can make it change. So I don't know. We can say when it's highlighted, we can make it a nice blue. If you want it to be the same color, you can highlight this color ID number, copy that, do that for this button too. Just paste it in there. So now when you highlight it, it will display the highlighted color. So that's kind of the explanation for making the main menu. In the next video, I will add the actual code to these buttons and make them function, make them go to the next scene, and make them quit. So hopefully, if you guys are a little confused during this part and what I was doing, if I was going too fast, you guys can go back and watch what I did, or if you have any questions, just send me a message on Discord and I can get on the voice chat and help you guys. Okay, thank you.